Hi, this is Brendan Davis again from Bedrock Games and the Bedrock blog. And since it's Saturday and maybe a little bit slow, I figured I was going to do a short video on some movies. One of my subscribers had asked me to do a sort of overview of my Shaw Brothers collection, and my collection's really messy. It's just in a big giant pile in my living room, and I really haven't quite figured out how to work the camera so that I can get over there and do the whole thing. At some point, I might do something like that, or maybe I'll use my phone. I haven't decided, but I kind of want it to look nice. I don't want it to look like junk. So in the meantime, what I did was I just grabbed about 8 random movies off the table, and figured I would just go over them. They're not all Shaw Brothers, and I'm kind of going to talk, I think, a lot about like video formatting and things like that, and like acquiring these kinds of movies and stuff. But we'll see. So anyways, the first movie is The Shadow Whip, which is a great Shaw Brothers movie. This is a fairly recent release. I think this. It's a classic movie from like the '70s, but this is a recent printing of it. I think 2007. I think you can still get this one pretty easily. I usually like to when I do reviews and stuff to do ones that are like, I try not to do out of region DVDs and things like that. I like to do ones that people have an easy time getting. And again, maybe that's not necessary though, given that I probably have viewers in different parts of the world anyways. And but yeah, so this is a Cheng Pei movie. What I love about this one is it features a whip instead of a sword. She's sort of she's kind of like a master of the whip. And it's just it's sort of, if I remember, it opens up with a musical number. But it's a really great movie, and I quite enjoyed it. And yeah, this is one that one of the Shaw Brothers movies that I like to watch again every once in a while. So this one is this is the 4. I think this is part 2, and it's directed by the same guy who did if you've ever seen Forbidden Kingdom. It's directed by the same person, and it I think I mentioned it briefly on the blog. This one's kind of interesting because I think. This one I think is a Thai DVD. Sometimes I get them and they're in Thai, but it has English. So the audio is Chinese, but the box is in Thai, and there's Thai subtitles. And I like to do that because my wife is Thai, and so it's when I get movies like this, if I can also get them with Thai subtitles as well as English, I do. And I don't know, the quality. This one's good. It's a Blu-ray, so if I can get a Blu-ray, I'll get it. Not everybody likes the series. I really enjoyed this series. It's a little bit like X-Men in a way. It's kind of got an X-Men vibe to it, but it's like wuxia, and so it's kind of got a little bit heavier on sort of the fantastic elements. But I really, really liked it, especially the first one. The first one I really liked, and the second and third one are pretty good too. It's a complete series. It tells a complete story, and the story feels planned from beginning to end. So I'm pretty sure it's based on a book, and I think it follows that storyline fairly well. There's also a TV series based on the same material, I think. So this is a good one. One of the ones that is fairly recent. I think it must have come out in 2012, or maybe even more recent than that. I don't know, but it's a very recent movie. So let's see. So this is one that I really like too. This is Dragon Swamp. And this is kind of a good example because this is one that's, for me, this is out of region. I think this is, I forget, this is like a Region 3 DVD, I think? Maybe? I don't know, it doesn't say on the back, does it? Yeah, it's Region 3. And I'm sure a lot of people have encountered this problem. You get a movie and it's in a region you can't watch. There are ways around it. I'm not going to get into the details of that in this video, but there are ways to get around that problem so that you're able to watch out-of-region movies. But anyways, it's I really wish that they would just kind of get rid of the whole system of dividing them by regions, because there's a lot of movies that are only available in they make them in England, so they're only available in the region that England uses. Or they make them in America, so they're only available in I think we're Region 1. So So it's, I don't know. I just feel like it really makes it harder for people to watch these movies, and it's just, there's no real point to it anymore. If they want to charge more, so that people, because I mean, I think it has to do with the release of movies in the theaters and stuff. But for old movies, I just don't really get the point. I don't know why they do it. There's a good reason, but I don't know. But anyways, this is a great movie. It's got some great set pieces. I think I have a review of it on the blog, and it's kind of interesting because it's another Cheng Pei movie, and she I believe she plays like two different characters that look exactly alike in the movie. And it's kind of interesting to watch her do that, and again, it has some very interesting locations in it, and a lot of wonderful swordplay scenes. So, great movie. And again, it's one that I maybe haven't watched quite as much as some of my other Cheng Pei movies, but it's I think I've probably seen this one about 3 times, and it's I don't know, I liked it, but it's probably not in the top of my list, but it's definitely a good one. So this is The East is Red. This is I think this came out in the mid '90s, and it's the third installment of the Swordsman trilogy. It stars Bridget Lin, and she sort of continues the storyline from Swordsman 2 with her character. She plays a eunuch who's really more of like a transgendered character in this particular imagining of the material. I think it's based on a book called Smiling Proud Wanderer, if I recall. And there's a character in that book who I believe has a fairly brief role, but they really expanded it in this series, and they presented the character as more of a trans character. It's like she starts out as a man and then becomes a eunuch, because there's a manual that you have to be only a castrated male can perform the martial arts in the manual. So she castrates herself, and she starts becoming like a female, and falls in love with one of the characters, like the hero in the second series. And Bridget Lin is really great in the role. She's great in anything, but this is so the second movie is outstanding, but this one's really good too. And this one has all kinds of crazy stuff in it. If I remember, there's like a war kite scene. There's this whole naval scene that's really great. They're just really inventive and gonzo, and they just sort of do whatever they want, and it works. It's right up there with Part 2, I think. I mean, Part 2 is definitely sort of the top in the series because it's Jet Li and Bridget Lin, but this one's pretty darn good too, I have to say. So this is the Eagle Shooting Heroes from 2008. It's a Chinese drama series based on the first installment of the Condor Heroes trilogy. This is pretty good. I liked it. I mean, I know that this one, is more recent. A lot of people prefer. There was a version in the 90s, and there was also a version, I believe, in 2003 that came out, or maybe 2001. I enjoyed this one. I thought I liked the woman who played Wrong in in that role, and the guy who plays Guo Jing is also really good. And the supporting cast is great. And this is a movie that unfortunately, I don't know if it's my DVD player or if it's the discs, but the image quality is a little bit wonky. But you can kind of look past that, and again, how many episodes is this one? This is 50 episodes. I liked it myself. I even got my mom to start watching this one, and she got into it a bit. So, I like buying these drama series. A lot of people watch them online. I'll watch them online too. But what I find is, number one, they're starting to really crack down on people like dubbing them and putting them up. But number two, even if like a site licenses them, they're not there forever. So I like to get them on DVD. That way I can, when they come out, that way I can watch them and not have to worry about never being able to see it again. Because usually a few years after these things come out, it's like, it can be like $300 or $400 just to get your hands on them, whereas it's like $35 to $70 when they come out. So every once in a while I like to buy one of these shows in DVD, and then I kind of have it forever. So let's see here. So we got couple that I've already gone over, so I'll skip those. But and this is one I've talked about, but I don't think I've done on the blog. This is Killer Clans. Great movie. It's a Cho Yuen film, and I can't say enough about it. I'm sure I've already spoken about it, so I'll put this aside in a minute. But this is this is a Dragon Dynasty disc, which is a one that I really like the Dragon Dynasty series. You can also, you can order them, I believe, straight from Celestial Pictures too. But I find if there's a Dragon Dynasty logo on it, the image quality always seems to be good. And maybe that's just in my head. But and usually they're affordable too. So, and they're always the right region. So it's I don't know if they're quite. I think they were very ambitious when they started the Dragon Dynasty thing, and now it seems like they're not quite so as ambitious anymore. So, and this is Painted Skin, which is a good sort of supernatural wuxia movie. I think I've actually talked about it in the blog before, so I'll be brief. But this came out 2008 or something. I really like this movie, but I have to say I think the sequel's better. I enjoyed. There's a sequel to it called Painted Skin Resurrection, and I kind of like that more. Even though this one's got Donnie Yen in it, that one I think they just kind of did I don't know. I just thought they did a better job with it. And whenever I've shown it to people, the reaction has been pretty similar. So there's a few random movies from my collection. I'll try to keep them together, and then maybe in a few days I'll talk about some more random movies. Hopefully I'll have an easy time remembering. Sometimes I watch a movie and I don't think about it for a few years, and it blends together with other films. So if I get anything incorrect, certainly feel free to let me know. And you'll probably see a lot of films that are not wuxia, because I have a lot of Jackie Chan movies and stuff like that mixed in with my collection, so I'll just probably go over those too. All right, I will talk to you later, and have a good day.